Hello, all you freedom-loving people. Welcome to another episode of Front Page International. I'm your host, Scott Cameron Goulet. James Comer continues to press FBI Director Christopher Wray, even warning to hold him in contempt of Congress. This threat is regarding the document that alleges Joe Biden was involved in a pay-to-play scheme. This time, Comer exposes more information about the document. Target is the next woke company to receive boycott calls over its pushing LGBT products that are designed for young children. FDA researchers discovered that vaccinated children aged 12 to 17 face a heightened risk of myocarditis, and Swedish researchers found that women who were vaccinated with Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccines are at a higher risk of vaginal bleeding. Microsoft recently sounded the alarm, saying that Chinese state-backed hackers have attacked critical U.S. cyber infrastructure. And the U.S. is also under attack financially with a global coordinated effort to undermine the dominance of the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency. Iran tested a long-range missile in hopes of being able to reach Israel and nearby U.S. military bases in response to a call for military action against Iran. Okay, let's get into it. Finally, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer and FBI Director Christopher Wray will meet in the coming days. The scheduled meeting comes after Comer requested to meet with Wray about subpoenaed documents that are allegedly related to the Biden family's business dealings. Comer also discussed scenarios that the committee may take if the FBI does not provide the documents. One of these scenarios is to hold Director Wray in contempt of Congress. On Wednesday, Comer wrote to Wray stating that the FBI has failed to produce the FD 1023 form or to offer any reasonable accommodation that would allow the committee to review the document. According to an FBI whistleblower, the unclassified FD 1023 document details allegations of crimes in a pay-to-play scheme that is related to the Bidens. Comer noted in his letter that Wray is also narrowing the subpoena breadth for the document. Comer stressed that if Wray fails to produce the record by May the 30th, the committee will initiate contempt proceedings. Comer also mentioned two additional terms that appear in the record. The terms are June the 30th, 2020, and $5 million. These two terms relate to the date on the FD 1023 form and its reference to the amount of money that the foreign national allegedly paid to the Bidens to receive the desired policy outcome. A member of Comer's team who is leading the investigation into influence peddling by the Biden family met with FBI officials on Monday. However, FBI officials refused to hand over the file. The meeting on Monday came after House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said over the weekend that the FBI was ready to hand over the critical document. McCarthy said that he spoke with Wray last week and he was confident that after their conversation, the committee would get this document. However, Wray has not yet delivered the document. The Bureau's latest refusal also comes after a second IRS whistleblower came forward. The whistleblower claimed that he was silenced by the Hunter Biden probe when he spoke out about the fact that Hunter is getting special treatment. The IRS agent, who has not been identified, said that he was fired last week without explanation after working on the Hunter Biden investigation since 2018. According to documents, the whistleblower informed Congress last week about the retaliation that he suffered for being a whistleblower. He sent an email last Thursday to Senior IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel and to several other officials. He alleged that he was ousted for asserting that the Department of Justice was acting inappropriately in its handling of the Hunter Biden investigation. His claim comes just days after the DOJ removed the entire team that was probing Hunter Biden's tax returns. Following boycott calls on social media, Target has removed LGBT-themed children's products from its websites and stores across the United States. As Target stated, employee safety concerns and angry backlash at some stores prompted the move. The move comes after calls to boycott Target over its 2023 Pride collection, which included LGBT-themed infant products. It also comes shortly after Bud Light saw sales plummet after featuring transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney in a social media campaign in April. The specific products that are being removed include infant onesies with pro-LGBT slogans and content. One onesie features the text "Bien Proud," and another features rainbows, hearts, and transgender flags. Target spokeswoman Kayla Castaneda said that the company has celebrated Pride Month for 10 years. However, this year, customers escalated confrontational behavior by throwing LGBT products onto the floor. In addition to removing certain products, some Target stores moved the Pride section from their prominent front display to smaller sections in the back. Last week, Target CEO Brian Cornell defended woke companies in a podcast interview. He said, "I think those are just good business decisions, and it's the right thing for society, and it's a great thing for our brand." That was the CEO of Target, folks. Following that, conservative influencers called for a boycott of Target. So Target may become the next company to experience the go woke, get broke phenomenon similar to the recent controversy surrounding Bud Light. A conservative commentator, Candace Owens, said, "Target has been an openly perverted company for a long time, many million times worse than Bud Light and worthy of being boycotted out of existence." Another conservative commentator, Stephen Crowder, also urged others to boycott Target. Broadcaster Megyn Kelly expressed concern about children being exposed to such products at Target. She said, "We don't need our kids seeing this explicitive when we walk down the aisle at Target." U.S. Food and Drug Administration FDA researchers found that children of certain ages who received Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine face an elevated risk of heart inflammation. According to the recently published federally funded study, vaccinated children aged 12 to 17 face a heightened risk of myocarditis. Myocarditis is a form of heart inflammation, and there is a related condition called pericarditis. There were high enough myocarditis and pericarditis events in that age group to meet safety signal criteria. According to the data that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association on May the 22nd, elevated risk was present within 7 days of vaccination. After reviewing records from commercial databases that are run by CVS Health, HealthCore, and Optum, researchers identified 89 cases among 12 to 15-year-olds and 64 cases among 16 and 17-year-olds. The claims were made starting on December 11, 2020, when Pfizer's vaccine was approved by the FDA, through mid-2022. With this study, the researchers wanted to see whether any of the 20 health problems were experienced at higher rates by the vaccinated. The health problems include myocarditis or pericarditis, Bell's palsy, appendicitis, and stroke. However, only myocarditis or pericarditis met the criteria for a safety signal. U.S. officials have already concluded that the health problems are caused by Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. According to the authorities, the Novavax vaccine that was approved in 2022 can also cause heart conditions. Meanwhile, another new study by Swedish researchers found that women who are vaccinated with Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccines are also at higher risk of vaginal bleeding. The study that was published on May the 3rd by the British Medical Journal revealed that one or more doses of the messenger RNA shots increased the risk of bleeding in women aged 12 to 74. The data from the study were adjusted to remove some heightened risks. However, even after adjustments, younger women were still more likely to bleed after the first and third doses, and older women were more likely to suffer from the issue after the first, second, and third doses. The younger women are classified as 12 to 49 years old, and the older women are classified as 50 to 74 years old. On Wednesday, Microsoft sounded the alarm, saying that Chinese state-backed hackers had attacked critical U.S. cyber infrastructure across various industries. The attack was to gather intelligence. Microsoft said that the Chinese hacking group, which is known as Volt Typhoon, has operated since mid-2021. The organization is apparently working to disrupt critical communication infrastructure between the United States and Asia. The National Security Agency, the NSA, also released a bulletin on Wednesday. The bulletin details how the hack worked and how cybersecurity teams should respond. Since the attack is apparently ongoing, Microsoft urged impacted customers to close or change credentials for all compromised accounts. U.S. intelligence agencies became aware of the attack in February. This was around the same time that the Chinese spy balloon was downed. The attack targeted communication infrastructure in Guam and other parts of the U.S. It was particularly alarming to U.S. intelligence because Guam sits at the heart of an American military response to a Taiwanese invasion. According to Microsoft, Volt Typhoon can infiltrate organizations using an unnamed bug in a popular cybersecurity program called FortiGuard. The hacker group steals user credential from security programs once it gains access to a corporate system. The hackers also use the credentials to gain access to other corporate systems. However, Microsoft said that state-backed hackers aren't looking to damage the system yet. Rather, the threat actor intends to perform espionage and maintain access without being detected for as long as possible. Almost every essential infrastructure sector has been affected. This includes communications, transport, and maritime industries. Government organizations were also targeted, and in fact, this is not the first time. Hackers who were backed by the Chinese government have previously accessed sensitive information from U.S. companies. Back in 2020, Covington and Burling, which is a prominent law firm, was hacked by suspected Chinese state-sponsored hackers, and apparently it continues. According to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, Chinese attacks continue to threaten American intellectual property. CISA Director Jen Easterly said in a statement that for years, China has conducted aggressive cyber operations to steal intellectual property and sensitive data from organizations around the globe. With inflation persisting, with government debt levels exploding, and with the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, negotiating deals in foreign currencies, global trade and finance are rapidly trending away from the U.S. dollar. According to experts, the economic and political consequences of the dollar's possible loss of its position as a global reserve currency are difficult to overstate. In fact, if it happens, such a development could be catastrophic for U.S. consumers as their spending power would plummet. Numerous analysts warn that the CCP and other U.S. adversaries are actively advancing a global effort to undermine the dollar. However, current and former U.S. lawmakers and policymakers blame the Biden administration, U.S. government spending, and the Federal Reserve's monetary policies. Kevin Freeman, the host of the Economic War Room and an authority on economic warfare, explained the dollar is clearly at risk from foreign enemies who wish to challenge American power and domestic fools who believe the American credit card has no limits on spending. Freeman, who briefed top U.S. military officials and policymakers, pointed to Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin as foreign adversaries who are seeking to undermine the dollar. Freeman added that the Saudis and numerous powers across Africa and Latin America have joined the anti-fiat currency movement in recent months. He also said that the U.S. government deserves the blame for the recent developments. Freeman said, "Sadly, we are making it easy for them with massive debt increases, with an erratic foreign policy, and with Washington's arrogance that ignores the threat." However, many experts disagree about when or if the U.S. dollar might lose its status as a global reserve currency. They also have differing views on what that can mean for the U.S. economy and the American people. While many warn of disaster, some even say that there may be a silver lining to the U.S. dollar losing its global position. However, regardless of how the drama ends, at the very least, the significance of the trends surrounding the U.S. dollar and its role in the world will be highly significant. On Thursday, Iran test-launched a ballistic missile with a potential 2,000-kilometer range. This comes 2 days after Israel's armed forces chief raised the possibility of action against Iran over its nuclear program. Iran claims its weapons can reach arch foes such as Israel and the United States in the region. The Islamic Republic has said that it will continue to develop its defensive missile program despite opposition from the United States and Europe. A state news agency of Iran said that the missile was named Khaybar. Khaybar refers to a Jewish castle that was overrun by Muslim warriors in Islam's early days. On Tuesday, the top Israeli general proposed possible military action against Iran. This is an effort by 6 world powers to revive Tehran's 2015 nuclear deal that has failed since last September. And that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for your support of Front Page. Please remember that every like, comment, and share helps more people to see the truth. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, we thank you. But please double check to make sure that you are still subscribed, because some of our audience have reported that they're somehow unsubscribed without their knowledge. Okay, this is our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you heard today, please don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family, because everybody deserves to know the truth. Again, thank you for watching Front Page, and we will see you next time.